That is good for us.
Shane, sum up the match, please.
What is there to sum up? Punjab just didn't turn up at all. Whether it was in the first innings where they only ended up, they seemed checked out and scored 115 runs, and in the second innings it felt like they just decided to give the Delhi boys some batting practice. And well, Warner gets a half century, Shaw gets a very quick 41, and Delhi get probably the easiest win they'll get all season.
Is it the most lopsided game this IPL?
Absolutely, by some distance.
I think there's no comparison. Plus the fact that Delhi, used their minds. They knew that this game they could boost their net.
You're surprised about the fact they used their mind?
No, I'm saying not surprised, but at least they went for it. We have seen KKR. You remember 129 odd they had to chase in that game. And they took 17, 18 overs to finish that game off.
Maybe the conditions were different.
No, but I'm saying, irrespective of that, I'm saying Delhi showed intent right from the word go. That first over, Prithvi Shaw against Vaibhav Vora, 3 boundaries. Yeah. And credit to them for the way they batted. David Warner is batting like a dream, third 50 in a row, boss. Third 50 in a row for him.
David Warner, man. This is the same David Warner that was shunned by SRH. Yeah. And to be fair to SRH, he wasn't scoring runs for a long time. What is interesting actually that I've seen, no shaking of hands.
Yeah.
So post the game, both teams have kept a distance. They didn't shake hands. So congratulations were like this, from far away, like this. Yeah. Well done.
And
well
not
done.
to forget, Warner did the Pushpa celebration.
Sidvi was there, you could have done it. Yeah. With the dance, the jig as well.
Sidvi can do a lot of things. We are not as accomplished as him in the other arts.
That is true. Siri is not around. But yeah, man, it is. This was a game. We built it up as a North Indian derby. Wasn't too much excitement to begin with, and then I told these guys, why are you saying that? They were not too excited about the game. I said, why are you saying that? What if it turns out to be the most exciting game of this IPL? One team gets a lot of runs, the other team takes them down to the wire, and of the last ball something is decided.
Yeah,
that did happen.
Not quite.
10.3 overs, game got over, and they hurt us. We thought we can go home early for
actually
once, and it's going to happen probably tonight.
Don't be too sure. We could go on for hour and a half. And we have to do Pollard and whatnot. And never
See, Pollard, I already have. That's my 5 minutes. Get it done with.
My
Shane is like, boss, I'm ready.
See, so
bring it on.
Full admission, I've sent the cab mail and I said 12 o'clock. So I'm fully prepared.
Also, not too bad. Every day they would finish 11:10, 11:20, 11:30.
11:20 today, we were lucky.
Yeah, today 10:20.
11:40 also.
At least an hour earlier. Yeah. And it felt like the game was very quick, like in terms of how it went.
So where did Punjab lose it?
Oh, as soon as they started the match, probably.
No. After 3.3 overs.
Mayank was on fire.
And then he threw away his wicket as the Shikhar, and that was it.
No, Shikhar started off. The moment Shikhar got out, something changed. Then everybody came out. Mayank, that dragged down
on the stumps,
onto the stumps. Then you saw Livingston charge down the wicket, get out for 2. Bairstow tried to hit one out of the park, straight into the hands of fine leg. And Jitesh Sharma gave them a semblance of hope with that 32 runs of 23 balls. But apart from that, nothing.
Yeah.
Stupid batting. The only thing sensible that Punjab did today was, one, didn't shake hands with the opposition, which is good because they got corona. The other sensible thing is they were wearing masks, and it's lovely to see both teams maintaining that distance, because we still don't know if there could be more positive cases. So both teams have kept a distance. It was lovely to see the players talking to each other. Usually you see them, come together at the end of the game, because a lot of friends from national teams or of state teams, they played together. They're chatting. That was also happening this time. The only difference is that they maintained a distance from their own respective dugouts. They were talking with masks on. So that is very heartening to see. That's a good thing. But apart from that, poor batting by Punjab Kings. And I think sooner or later they need to realize, I can't understand this nonsense of we will keep batting in one form and keep attacking. Hello, you're not the Australian national cricket team or the English national cricket team, which do have batting right till the death, and they can.
No, but they also play sensibly, right? At times you have to say the way they.
No, let's say England adopted that approach. I understood.
England. But again, even that England team, who batted 3 and 4 for them? Joe Root, Owen Morgan. The top was hard hitting. The bottom
No,
was
but
hard
Morgan
hitting.
would go also.
Yeah, Morgan would go.
Bang,
True,
bang.
he
Yeah.
would. But he was also one who would play sensibly if the situation sort of wanted.
they had players like Chris Vokes coming in at 10
8.
at times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 8, 9, 10 was like.
Vokes, who has got hundreds of his own.
Yes.
Adil Rashid was batting at 11.
He was himself an all-rounder.
I think a double-digit first-class runs, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
That is what I'm saying.
So-
Is Punjab Kings the English national
cricket
team?
team?
They're
No.
not.
No.
So accept it. The sooner you accept it, the great. I mean,
And I'm
don't be
saying
this
even
helmet.
with that lineup, sometimes it backfired for England also.
True.
So you're not even England. Like what is Punjab trying to do? The Delhi Capitals net run rate we should look at, because
My
massive,
God.
massive lift, I'm sure.
Almost at 1 now.
Plus 0.942 is where they are. So in
And the
terms
highest
of
net run rate of all teams actually right now.
Yes, they are
And
the highest.
Punjab's must have gone like crazy
Plummeting.
down.
Yeah, minus 5.62.
And they were in the positive.
Still not the
Exactly.
worst. Still not the worst, because Chennai, Mumbai have
Look
the
at
worst.
Mumbai is minus 1.048.
Well, let's
Christ.
not forget, tomorrow MI versus CSK is gonna take place, and at least one team will get more points.
What
Chennai
if
already got-
I'm saying
lose
Mumbai
first
might
seven?
remain winless.
Yeah, exactly.
It might be 7 out of 7 for Mumbai. Losses, I mean, if you guys start pointing fingers at me.
So this has to be the rare time. Like the two most successful IPL teams are currently battling it out for the wooden spoon.
You know, I was sort of trying to give a build up. I said 5-time champions against the 4-time champions, who are, by the way, the
Ninth and tenth.
defending champions as well. But right now, they are both languishing at the bottom of the table. 9
Is that the reason why the breaking news that we heard a short while ago, down to what Mumbai Indian is doing, Karen Pollard is like, I'm done. I'm
But
done.
then
No,
he
that's
was
international.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah,
retired
but
from
I'm saying,
international.
that's what I'm saying. He's saying, I'm done.
I think he's done with the
I
West
can't
Indian
play.
captaincy.
Yeah, true.
He was the captain, decided to.
Oh, he could
Retired
have
now
played as
of
a
all
player.
times.
You could have played as a player.
But I'm saying,
Just let go.
Just decided.
Just decided to retire.
Probably
completely.
this season just told him, ki boss, make most out of whatever years you are left with by playing T20 leagues all around the
Yeah,
world.
yeah, yeah.
Is that a reason? Is
Forget
that the
international
reason?
cricket.
Could be.
He's
Because
34.
34, exactly. 34 is no age to retire from international cricket.
Yeah, Virat is gonna be 35, if I'm wrong.
Exactly.
Wrong.
So Rohit
No,
is 35.
34.
34.
Rohit is
Even if he's
35.
34, I'm saying he's gonna be 35 in November, right?
Will be 34, I think.
34.
I think he's 33, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
But still,
could be
and look
wrong.
at Virat, like even though he's also not performing at the same level, but in terms of fitness, also in terms of what you see on the field, at least, right? The energy. Pollard is always fielding it long on. You see him hardly chatting these days. You hardly see him play those swashbuckling innings that we keep talking about.
Yeah.
You
You associate with him.
You used to see from Pollard. Last season only, remember the 87 odd runs he scored against Chennai? Chased down that 200 odd run
Exactly.
target.
Just to give you a few stats about today's game, because David Warner was outstanding. By the way, before I get into the stats,
33 Virat.
we have to compliment the Delhi teams. It wouldn't have been easy for them the last 5-6 days. So, you know, clearly it was a tough time for them. There were coronavirus cases, uncertainty about, you know, whether you can practice. You didn't travel to Pune. The game got pushed to Mumbai. And then even just hours before they go into the field, they weren't sure whether their match will happen because another teammate tested positive. So clearly not a great position to be in mentally, but to come out and bat and bowl the way they did. Well done, man. Delhi Capitals, round of applause. Outstanding stuff. So kudos to the entire Delhi Capitals team, their, you know, whatever, behind the scenes staff, everyone who motivated the team to do well. Kudos to you. I hope the cases can be, you know, limited to whatever has happened till now, 6, and they don't keep
6 in the camp,
spiraling out of control. I hope that doesn't happen.
I think they'll keep getting tested every day now for the next 3-4 days because Seifert came positive today.
Couple of days
I think
after,
so. Tomorrow, day after, and at least on Saturday as well, they'll all undergo testing, even if they are negative.
Okay, now to just let you know a few records notched up. Most 50 plus scores in the IPL. David Warner was already on top. He's still 57.
My God.
So before the cycle
57.
started, he had 54, I guess.
Yeah.
And now 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
60, 64, 66, and today 60 not out.
Outstanding, David. And this is just an indication to everyone else. Age is just a number. How old is David Warner?
36, 37, I guess.
Yeah, age is just a number.
Click.
Most 50 plus scores against an opponent in the
35.
IPL.
He's 35.
He's 35. See that, man?
I don't know why I'm getting 1 year, like I'm adding 1 year to their
35.
ages.
Pollard is retiring at 34.
And this man is going all guns blazing at 35.
Exactly. People
But
are saying.
I quite like David Warner.
Yeah,
I
he's
thought
an outstanding player.
the way he was treated by SRH was wrong in so many ways. And now
No, but his form had dipped. To be
his
fair.
form had dipped. But
I'm
my
100%
point
sure.
is, you don't let go of a player who has won you titles, who has done so well over the years, and then decide to just drop him off and put him in the stands.
Yeah, that was sad actually.
That is just sad.
Putting
to
him
watch.
into the stands. Okay, most 50 plus scores against an opponent in the IPL. Again, David Warner, 12 against Punjab.
My God.
So
Loves
he
batting
clearly
against
loves
them.
it.
So now I'll remember
Second
the
is
stat.
also David Warner. 10 versus RCB.
Wow. The guy is 57, 50s.
Yeah. Then is Virat Kohli, which got 9 against CSK. The other stat is David Warner now has joint most 50s in T20s.
Wow.
At 88. You want to take a guess who could be tied with
Gale?
him? Good
Easy enough
call,
guess.
Chris Gale.
What was the question? I missed it because I was thinking about something
Virat,
else.
most 50s in T20s. 88, David Warner tied with Chris Gale. Virat Kohli is at number 3 at 76. Hello everyone, how about a bonus point in the IPL for teams winning by 10 wickets, winning under 10 overs by beating 76 runs or more? Sasta Pyaz is here.
Sasta Pyaz with another super
Sasta
chat and a
Pyaz.
very good one.
Manga Nimbu. No, but
Pyaz
wait.
is also very mega right now.
I have no idea. Frankly,
Inflation
I
is at
really
the,
have no idea.
Because
You guys told me,
inflation is at the highest level, my friend.
Yeah.
It is at the highest level at the moment.
And because a
What do you
friend
make?
told me.
What do you make of the suggestion?
Would be an interesting suggestion for sure.
I think I have another suggestion, but a bonus point suggestion, and that's because I saw it in the BBL. A 10 over mark, okay. So, say a team makes whatever score in the first 10 overs,
Yeah.
the team batting second, if you cross that score, the 10 over score,
By 1 run.
by 1 run, you get the bonus point because that makes the first 10 overs also very interesting. And that's what the BBL did this season. And a lot of teams, including the Adelaide Strikers, who were struggling once upon a time, because they picked up such bonus points, managed to sneak into that 5th spot.
I like this idea, but can I be honest? Cricket is such a complicated game to begin with that
Don't add more complications.
Yeah.
No, but this will be fun. You see, say I score 90 runs in the first 10 overs because you have to score quick runs, right? Because you can get a bonus point. Even if you lose the game, you can get a bonus point. Now the other team also needs to start well. And that makes it more complex, but it makes it more fun also. Because if they score 91 runs, they get an extra point, as well as if they win, they get more points. But that bonus point can be anybody's. And for that, I think it's an interesting take.
Okay, I'm going to take a few comments. Most of them are comments, so not questions. Quickly take them
Yeah.
because these are our regular viewers who always join us. Storyteller writer is one of them. You know, we'd love to know your real names. I mean, what kind of a name is
You know our real
Pyaz or storyteller writer or whatever other names that you've got, online names. So send us, like we used to have Mumbai Road.
Yeah, we
and then
found out
his
his
name
name.
is
Yeah, he wrote his name on the chat.
Vikrant Jadhav.
Jadhav.
So storyteller writer says, I told you a few games earlier that Pollard lost the motivation to perform. Do you remember? Do you remember, storyteller? I think he may have said
I do
that.
recall him mentioning it. Yeah.
Well done. But in this case, I don't think he's lost motivation to perform. I think he's lost motivation to play for West Indies. He'll still continue playing franchise cricket from what we understand.
And this is not the first time a West Indian player has decided that he doesn't want to play international cricket.
Absolutely. We have a special video coming up shortly on Karan Pollard, his career, summing that up. So watch out for that on Sports Today. If you're a subscriber, you've pressed the bell icon, then you'll continue to know every time we come up with these interesting videos. Love Rami says, that's why I said Punjab is an average or a Mazerat team. They'll win here or there convincingly, but it doesn't seem like a top class and a team who can win the tournament. Love Rami, again, today was really poor, but I won't write them off so suddenly. If they get their team combination right and if they get their mindset right of how to approach a game, they could still be dangerous. The tournament is very evenly poised between a lot of teams. There's still only gap is between Mumbai, Chennai and the rest of them. Anyone could do anything at any time. So I'm not going to write them off. To me, it looks like a good team on paper. But again, being a good team on paper is one thing. Performing, getting a combination, selection and your strategy right is a completely different thing. Though Punjab is doing a Punjab, which is always
Always the case. They start well and then
just decline.
And also now we are reaching that halfway stage, and now things will get even more interesting. Every game will put teams like 3 teams above, or you'll lose 3 places. It'll be fun to watch.
Absolutely. Ikpreet Singh says hello to SS and Nikhil. Still shocked if taken 1 or 2 wickets. Then also we could say we tried at least. But very sorry performance. Something is wrong. Ikpreet, yes, not something. A lot of things are wrong. I can't fault the bowlers because you didn't give them a target to defend, and then when Prithvi Shaw and David Warner are in the mood, it's really, really tough. Though there's one bowler who I'm worried about, that is Kagiso Rabada. He really needs to step up because you pay him the big bucks to do the big things for your team. He's not there at the moment in whatever little games you see. He has to be a X-factor bowler, what Bumrah does. We equate him at the same level as a Jasprit Bumrah, so he really needs to come good even on low-scoring games. That said, I think the problem with Punjab is, as we said, selection.
I think the batting is the bigger problem for them.
Approach and the selection.
I think their bowling can do better, but it's their batting that has been disappointing, because apart from Livingston also, what have we really seen of them?
Exactly.
If their openers don't perform or Livingston doesn't perform, they struggle. You need others to stand up as well.
Okay, Shauna goes as a point for Siri, but Siri is not around today. He says, I think Delhi is much better than what they performed till now. Today they show their potential. Warner coming late, and then Noke injured, Marsh positive. All of these are problems. Once they're all together, they are much better. Shauna, you have a point. I agree. But I don't know. I'm still not convinced as them being a top class team this
They
IPL.
do remind me a lot of peak SRH, and not in a good way, in the sense that they are very top heavy. Middle order is very shaky. So, and that is something we've seen, because if the top 2 don't perform, like even in this game, if the top 2 don't perform, I'm not saying they lose the game, but this match would have stretched out till at least 15-16 overs.
And expecting Prithvi to be consistently this good for a long period of time is asking too much.
But having said that, Rishabh really hasn't scored till now, and I feel some big knocks are coming.
No.
He has
Law of
never
averages.
disappointed any IPL season. He always comes to the party with the bat. This is one of those seasons where he really hasn't fired. Some 30 odd runs in 2-3 innings he has played. Maybe big knock around the corner, and that's probably gonna inspire all of them after.
No, if you're an Indian fan, you'd want that. Why not?
Absolutely. Also good for India in terms of both Karthik, Pant firing. You have options. It'll be great, because I can't see right now with the way Ishan Kishan is batting.
No, he's
I
not
think
in
so.
contention.
Karthik and definitely Pant get the nod ahead of him.
Okay, let's take a few questions now. Due to COVID, minimum 12 players are required to continue with the match. What if all 12 are batsmen and no bowler is there? Well, you got to make do with it. There is no provision. The batsmen have to come out
And the
bowl.
batsman will be bowling part-time off spin.
Yes.
Whatever it is, you have to do it.
Or the other option is you forfeit the game, give away 2 points, and I don't
think
know
anyone
teams
want to
would-
do that.
I don't know. Maybe if you have no bowlers and you think it's going to be an embarrassment.
But imagine, no, but why? 11 batsmen, what if they can chase down 200 runs?
Maybe, I don't know.
250 runs?
Again, we'll have
knows?
to cross the bridge once we get there. Maybe teams might see that.
But let's just hope we don't see that.
But can I add on something to that? This 12-player rule does exist, but BCCI has also said that they're going to look at case by case. So BCCI will see if they do feel in a particular case that the game needs to be postponed, they can do it. There's no hard and fast rule that, okay, 12 is there, come on, play. Yes, the rule says that if the BCCI tells you, after considering a lot of things, that you have to play, 12 players are well, you have to play. But I think BCCI will be a bit more considerate. They've said, like you saw in the case of Delhi, the player wasn't a thing. They made this provision for them that the game is to be played here. Maybe if more cases would have come just for their own safety, they may have postponed the game even further. We don't know. So it's going to be a fluid situation in this regard. They'll keep changing. But yeah, if push comes to shove and you have 12 players, then whatever those 12 players are, you'd have to play. Mohit Gulecha says, Parag is way better than Shahrukh. At least he takes catches, bowls a few overs, hits a few boundaries.
Shahrukh also takes catches, by the way.
Yeah.
Last game, if I'm not wrong, he took a couple of catches as well. So can't say that. I just think that Shahrukh Khan isn't coming off, but in terms of what I've seen of like among
Mohammad Shah Rukh
those
Khan.
2 players, I would rate Shahrukh higher than Parag.
Way higher. Not a debate.
And people might say that we are against RR, we might be against Riyad Parag for that matter.
A lot of us love RR.
But I think for me, Shah Rukh Khan better player.
Sitting below.
I never said
wearing pink today.
I don't hate any team at all.
Exactly.
Absolutely. We're just here calling a spade. That's our job.
Yeah.
So, okay. Avinash Avi says, thoughts on Pollard's retirement? If not Mumbai Indian, I want RR, DC, SRH to win the IPL. kudos to you. I hope
yes,
whichever
SRH.
team that you're going for ends up winning, gives you happiness. About Pollard's retirement, we've already spoken about it, and there's a fresh video coming on Sports Today shortly talking about that in detail, so just gotta wait for that. Varun Parvatani is saying eagerly waiting to see David Warner versus SRH battle. Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
That
oh my
would be
god.
delicious. Yes, Shivam.
50th match.
50th match of the IPL is that. Oh, you marked that in your calendar. There you go. What a game that's
Wow.
going to be.
Oh, that'll be really fun.
He knows the which match it is going to be. Wow.
He says there has to be two sides of the story with that SRH Warner spat. That franchise does not seem to be that hard on players, especially with VVS and Murli. That's true actually. That franchise at that time had a VVS Lakshman and
That
Mutaya
is
Muralidharan. Two players that I know, two of the gentlest people that you'll meet. So
Nice folks.
Yeah, exactly. So again, could be two sides to a story. Sometime what happens, you drop somebody, he doesn't take it very well, says something in return, then you get even more angry and things like that. So
You know who picked up the man of the match award?
Kuldeep
Kuldeep.
Yadav, I am so happy.
So highest number of man of the match awards this season for Kuldeep Yadav now.
Wow.
Three for him.
2 for Yuzi.
2 for Yuzi, 2 for Dinesh Karthik, and 2
Very
for
well done,
Umesh
yeah.
Yadav also.
Kudos to the people who are
Kulshab.
judging, because it's so often bowlers have been ignored. I know today I thought that with David Warner firing the way he was, they'll give him the man of
And
the match.
because 4 DC bowlers picked up a couple of wickets each. But Kuldeep, I am also
We
really,
spoke about him, yeah.
I really like him as a person. I have met him personally, and he's very shy sort of a fellow, talks very nicely.
You were just,
and
because he's from UP like you, so
Yeah.
you're
also,
just praising him.
also United supporter who was very unhappy with the performance last night and tweeted about it also. Kuldeep Yadav. So definitely I like him. more
I'm
than
surprised he had time to tweet because we did a 48-minute live on this.
Yes, I saw your live yesterday.
I think I spoke 8 minutes.
I saw the game.
No,
and after that.
and I kept ranting. He
Yeah,
kept.
he was just like almost inconsolable. United has lost, and I was like, someone give him a glass of water, please. Yeah.
I was drinking. I drank a bottle of water in
On
its
the live.
entirety. I drank an entire bottle of water just like ranting about it. Horrible United.
But you're right, Varun. There has to be two sides to the story. We're not completely blaming the franchise, not blaming Warner either. I
But
mean,
we don't
things
know
may have
both
gone
sides.
wrong,
Yeah,
whatever.
pretty sure.
But it didn't end well. That much we know. So it'll be interesting to see the two of them.
And for
Game
me,
number 50.
And for me, it was SRH lost more than David
Warner's,
Warner's.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
Oh, I can count so many teams with losses.
so many out there.
Bhavya Parekh says, guys, McCullum having an attacking approach is still understandable, but Kumble and Rhodes having such approach is confusing. Bhavya, but my only point is they're not batting now. Kumble doesn't have to bat and McCullum doesn't have to bat. That approach is decided by the coach based on the teams that they have. So for both teams, it is equally wrong. Neither does KKR nor does Punjab
Have the
Kings
batting
at the
for that.
moment have that kind of batting or those many players that they should have that approach. So it's wrong on both regard. McCullum, just because he was a batsman who can bat like that, doesn't mean that he can have that same approach for the
Exactly.
team. And Kumble wasn't a batsman, doesn't mean he cannot. To be fair, I think it was Chris Silverwood who started that approach, sort of an approach
With
for
England.
England.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that he was a hard-hitting batsman himself. So
By the way, Kuldeep Yadav, after his brilliant performance, said in his post-match comments that he wants to share this award with Akshar Patel.
because outstanding figure.
He
Outstanding.
said Akshar took very important wickets in the middle. He also deserves it.
An economy of 2.
2.5, yeah.
2.5 economy for Akshar Patel.
maybe Akshar deserved it
A little more. But
little more than
maybe.
Kuldeep, and probably Kuldeep is right because he's been picked. So he said ki Akshar deserves it like me. So we're gonna share it.
Suman Saurabh says, see, when series away, teams chase target early for the day.
So series the banauti for us.
But then that's not true. There have been times when he's not been here and we've ended up going live late also. So, just one of those days, I guess.
One of those days.
Come on, you should have played along. I enjoyed that joke.
It was a good
Yes,
one.
it's
a good
Siri is
one.
the one who's responsible.
All his fault.
Okay. Mohit Gulecha says, I want to ask the three of you as the tournament, as it's in the midway, can you pick your top 4 teams which can make their playoff? We'll answer that a little later.
Well, after when all teams have played 10
As
games.
Austin Dukuna, regular watcher, shout out to him because he said, Nikhil sir, I told you in the middle of the innings when you were doing a show that they'll chase it down in 10 overs. And they did. So
Yeah,
well
they
done,
did.
Austin.
Well done.
Technically the 11th over Austin, but yes.
But
10
very
points
close.
away.
10
10 points
away.
very close.
Oh, listen to his question followed. He says, do you think Shaw can replace Rohit? at the T20 World Cup?
No.
Not gonna happen.
Every day we have to answer these questions.
No.
Non-negotiable. Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma are going to the T20 World Cup. Let Prithvi Shaw continue showing this form for multiple IPLs.
Also, can you drop the captain? My type of like Kohli, I might still understand whatever people
No,
are
I
trying
don't
to
even
say.
I still don't get
No,
that
I am
also.
saying that Kohli will definitely go because he's been your best T20 batsman in history.
Yeah.
So irrespective of whatever he's doing right now, Kohli has
And he's
to go.
not done yet.
He's definitely not done it, and I hope he scores lots of runs for India. I really want to see him shine.
Vishesh Dava says, sometimes adversity is not a bad thing. Maybe it numbs your mind to all other stuff and focus solely on tasks. Example, India 36 all out, and then Kapil Sir's 175 as well. He's given a lot of examples of different times where it's happened. Maybe actually, you ask a lot of sportsmen and they'll tell you adversity really fires them up. And Delhi today is that case. We complimented them from that situation where there were a lot of uncertainty around the game itself, their own health status, their families were told before this game started that they cannot come to the ground and they have to be left back. A lot of support staff members who are part of the Delhi Capitals couldn't take the bus and come here. So a lot of ifs and buts surrounding them, but to come out and perform the way they did, kudos, man. That shows character.
Every time
and
somebody
fantastic.
talks about adversity firing somebody or some team up, I give the example of Yuvraj Singh.
Oh yeah.
2011 World Cup. It was what he did after he knew what was happening to him.
Manu Dhillon says, please share your thoughts on mid-season player transfer rule. Players like Sakaria are losing precious game time. Manu Dhillon, very important point that you raised. We've addressed it earlier as well. And Sakaria is a great example because I'm sure he must be itching to play when all other bowlers are doing. And it does happen. Some team tends to have one sort of a player, multiple in their ranks, whereas the other teams are lacking. Again, I was a big fan of mid-season transfers, as we see in football as well. It helps change the balance of sides. Sometimes you take a team and then you realize someone is not in form. You can do it. But the problem, Manu, as I pointed out earlier, it was not a success because no team was ready to part with their existing players. Because they would say that, why, okay, supposing he's got a leg spinner and he's got two and one is sitting and I need one, and I'm asking him, even though he's not going to utilize the second spinner, he's saying, why should I give? For two reasons. One, I'm going to strengthen his team by giving him that. Secondly, what am I going to gain? There's no money that comes along with that transfer. The only money that is exchanged is his fee will now be taken care of by me. So they said, we don't care. Teams say, we'll pay the salary. We might as well have him. And the other thing that teams are very wary of is injury. They're saying, if our bowler, you never know with the IPL, some unfortunate injury happens, then where am I going to go? Once the transfer is done, that bowler is not available with me. So teams are reluctant. It was part of the IPL. Not a single mid-season transfer happened in all those years when it was part of the rules. What did that tell you? It's only after that the BCCI decided.
No point having it, right?
Yeah. Unless you give, maybe a trade-off could be that option.
You could do that.
Yeah,
you know,
trade-off.
that rather
Where
than
I have something to gain, then
But I'm
That's
not
the
sure
only
whether
option.
teams will agree to that.
I'm not sure.
No, unless you see your gain, supposing, but why I'm saying it'll be rare, supposing I'm in desperate need of an opening batsman, you have one, and you're in a desperate need of, let's say, a death bowler, and I have a few options, maybe then. But for that, these things have to come together, combine.
It's a lot of
and an
permutations
option.
and combinations.
Yes. That's why it may not happen. So Sobham Sai is saying the same thing what we were discussing. He's saying, I'm surprised to see Kuldeep as man of the match because Akshar got 2 wickets with brilliant economy.
No, Akshar
Nothing
got the
against
important
Kuldeep,
wickets.
but does the presenters miss the trick? See, sometimes it's at the stage of the game that it's come. Anyway, just to let you know that Kuldeep himself has said that he would have loved to have shared it with Akshar. Actually, not a bad idea. You could have given a combined as well.
Both.
Yeah, you could.
No, but I think so. Akshar today at least deserved it far more.
Little
than
more,
anybody
yeah.
else. He got the important wickets.
Yeah, he did.
And that economy, 2.5.
2.5.
Madness.
Agreed.
But even as we spoke in the mid innings, both were outstanding.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah. Kuldeep is definitely having a great time at Delhi Capitals.
Yeah.
Enjoying his time out in the middle. Knows what his role is doing the containment role also properly. Takes wickets. So what? 13, 14 wickets now for him. 13 wickets.
13 wickets.
13 wickets and only behind Yuzi Chair.
Kulchar on top. Best
Brilliant.
news. Kulcha. Imagine where they were.
Last year and now,
Exactly.
Last is permanent indeed.
Storyteller writer says, I think aggressive approach is not a problem. It's for those times when you lose quick wickets where you need to adapt. That's exactly what we've been saying. Quick approach is never a problem for any team. It's when you need to adjust or realign depending on what has happened in the game. If you lost wickets,
you can't just say I'll play aggressive no matter the circumstances.
That's bullshit. Sorry to use that word, but that's what it is. Weber says, will we see football-like format in cricket, like 8 months club cricket and 4 months international?
No.
Also, sir, please suggest some books to read on sports, specifically cricket. That is for another day, but let's discuss this.
No, I don't think so, simply because I think the whole foundation of the sport of cricket is geared more towards international than football is. And it would take something seismic to change that. And IPL is big, but I again don't think that we're going to see that
20 years down the line, it might happen.
If it does.
No, but you see what has happened with the Premier League and leagues all over the world. They play year round, and it's the international breaks in the middle somewhere that happen. The thing with cricket is the games, then one game also becomes very important, right? Because in football, it's not like you're playing a bilateral
multiple
series.
formats. Yeah.
I'm saying you're not playing a bilateral series. In cricket, you keep playing these bilateral series. I think so. Then it will shift to that similar sort of format, where cricket you have every game is important, and then you are playing for either a World Cup spot or say like an Asian trophy spot, Asia Cup sort of a thing. Could be on those lines, but for that to happen, you need more teams to be at the same level. You get my point? Like right now, the thing is there are only 10 teams that are playing, like dominating international cricket for that. In football, like the number is way higher.
And also you have to say, you're talking about like going that way. With football, historically speaking, it always has been like that. So before the advent of leagues,
I agree.
You had knockout cups and stuff like that, and there'd be one international match here or there, one friendly.
No, at least from the 1950s onwards, if you see, club culture has been there for the longest
club culture
time.
it's always how it's been there. So even football,
actually not even 50s, before that also.
So if you're talking football, again, there was no World Cup before 1930. There was only Olympics and the occasional friendly they would play. That's it. So there was no actual World Cup. Most teams didn't take the World Cup seriously until maybe the 60s.
No, there was also a time that teams would not send their teams to the World Cup simply because like, it's in Italy, we are not going to send our team. Uruguay won the first World Cup.
I have some trivia there, fun fact. So the thing was that when the World Cup first started, the plan was, because obviously Europe and South America, two dominant continents, they would alternate holding World Cups. First was held in Uruguay. Why? Because Uruguay had won the 1924, 1928 Olympic Goals. So they said, okay, we have to give it to them. Half the European teams just boycotted it. They said, we're not traveling there.
That's why India got a chance to go. India was invited, but they didn't go.
The India one
because of the shoes.
No, that's a fake story.
That's a fake story.
Not issue, because the fact that thing is, the Indian team actually thought at that time Olympic was far more important than the football World Cup.
And so then 1934, Italy hosted, Uruguay didn't go. Defending champions didn't go.
That's why.
And then they boycotted 38 as well, because the rule was that they go back to South America, but it went to France. So they said no. So there's a lot of politics early years of the World Cup.
And then the World War.
Then World War struck, no World Cup.
So I mean, going back to that question, I think
it would take something seismic.
No, it will happen, trust me. But maybe by the time you and I would have been retired, sitting at home.
As I said, 20,
as an old man.
I'll be 50, man.
So you guys may still be working. So then it is going to happen. Trust me, that would be the future. It may seem a bit far-fetched now, but could be the future that you will have the IPL for the longest time, and then the remaining time you will have these World Cup or whatever sort of event, or maybe those rare bilateral series between
they would actually peter out in that case, because if you have 7-8 months of league cricket, then that would actually,
as I said, like it'll be too far and few between.
But you know what that would actually do in one sense? Ease out the calendar. The great calendar is too relentless, let's be fair.
Even this will be relentless, I'm telling you.
But even then, 8 months of league cricket with a World Cup
period such time where money takes precedent over everything else.
That is true.
Today we were talking about Virat Kohli taking rest, and I was looking at the amount of matches from 2019 onwards. I just took a cut off 2019 onwards till now. I couldn't find a single month in the calendar year where the Indian players weren't playing.
Exactly.
Not a single month in the calendar year. There was no off season. And only off season they got because that was an anomaly because of Corona.
COVID.
Those few
Yeah.
months that there was no cricket. Otherwise, they're playing every single month international.
And
That's
I've said
relentless.
this. There was a time we would also get a break, right, when the Indian team wasn't playing.
yeah, there's
we
no
would be
break
like, oh, 40 days there's no cricket, so everybody can sort of take a
Breathe.
break right now.
Yeah.
Now it's just relentless. Every month there's non-stop cricket.
Okay.
If nothing else, we'll organize a series with Sri Lanka. Just for the sake of it.
Next question. Sanket Joshi wants to know who has been the best captain till now according to you guys.
I'd say Hardik.
I'm going to pick Hardik too.
I
He's
think-
impressed me. Yeah. The way he's led the team. I was listening to one of the inside dressing room videos also. Outstanding, yeah. Outstanding.
I think you can't look at anybody else other than Hardik simply because nobody gave them a chance before the season started.
Exactly.
Everybody, including us, thought Gujarat Titans are going to finish 9th or 10th, and they're right now at the top.
I know a lot of people will point out even that game when Hardik wasn't there, they
yes.
chased down.
Chennai.
But that's the culture that the captain creates. See,
True.
I'm just saying quite often.
And they have quite a decent vice captain too, if you have to look at it that way.
Rashid Khan.
You could do much worse than having Rashid Khan as your vice captain.
Also, I think so that is why that 40-run innings that
Was
you saw
so
from
good.
Rashid,
Yeah.
that changed, that Jordan over, 25-run over, that changed the
Yeah.
face of the game. Impressive.
Prasad Kulkarni is saying, sir, but what about Shah Rukh Khan? Because we spoke about him. Clearly, he also needs to fire. Much is dependent on him. Went for big bucks at the IPL auction, so needs to perform. What was worrying last time around, and even to an extent this time, is that he is not playing his aggressive style, and maybe he's feeling the pressure of not getting too many runs. Maybe he's feeling the pressure of being sold at such a high price. It happens to the best of players. Maybe before this, he came in without any expectations and could play freely. All of this adds in, but listen, you'll have to step up. These are things that expected out of you. People are looking at him as a future India finisher. If he has to do it, he's done it consistently at the domestic level. If he has to do it, he'll have to take this pressure in his stride and perform. So, my only advice to him would be go back to your natural game. Yeah? Play the way you would. It's okay. Don't be there, run a ball, and I'll get the form back. If that's your natural game, just play it. You'll get the runs.
Yeah, I saw it as well.
There's a nice little comment from storytelling writer. Just read it.
Aggressive approach, I saw that.
Unbiased.
Ricky Patel's comment is good. Today you guys can go home early. Yes, Ricky, we will.
We will be.
Unbiased approach.
That's very, very, very creative. Like 10 out of 10 for that.
He is
one.
a storyteller writer after all.
Storytelling writer.
Say hi to Ritesh Bhute, who always joins us from Mars.
Hi, Ritesh.
He's sent so many spam in the comment section that you just can't miss him. So
Mangal se.
From Mangal.
Mangal se
सब
Mangal.
कुछ कुशल मंगल है, I just hope with you. Okay, let's read. Naveen Velusamy saying, can we see franchise leagues for Test cricket? Imagine Virat and Steve Smith playing for the same team against Cummins and Bumrah. Ooh, that'd be a nice
idea. That
I
is
love
a
it.
very good idea.
Naveen, I love the idea.
Oh, that is very interesting.
Boss.
He
what
might be
an
onto
idea.
something, yeah? Who knows?
No, but that's a very good idea. I loved it. Just hearing that international players playing together in a test sort of format also, and I love test cricket, okay?
Yeah,
and I
so
think
do I,
over the years, we have, like the last 2-3 years, we have seen more results and less of those drab draws.
Yeah, because of the WTC.
Except that Australia-Pakistan first 2 test. Apart from that, you have been seeing results, and I think this will be great, man. I think it will really revolutionize test cricket also. That's a very good idea.
It is. I'm actually excited
well done.
just the thought of it.
Naveen, well done. It'd be so exciting to see Bumrah, Cummins, as you said, maybe playing for the team, same team. Virat,
Bumrah Cummins
Smith.
together running into bowl at Kohli and
And
Smith.
Steve Smith. Oh my
Fantastic it will be.
Yeah.
Great. Would love to watch it. Pay to
Dipanshu
watch
saying nice studio. Dipanshu, firstly, I'm disappointed you're seeing the studio for the first time. It's been there before the IPL. Why are you joining us only
The
today?
32nd
You should
game.
be here all the time. Sir, can we have a quiz with regular watchers? Vaibhav, yes, that's on the cards.
That's on the agenda.
Yeah, I'm going to do it very soon. So give me some time and we will do it. So Super Giants, interesting point. Chris Gale, Pollard, Bravo, all have retired. What happens to West Indies white ball international team? That's true,
They
actually.
would be falling out with the board, I'm sure. There has to be something.
But they also have such a exciting bunch of players coming in. Like when I saw a lot of them playing against India,
Yeah.
I give them some time, and so you've got a again, people will say that they have not been performing here. So Romario Shepherd or Roman Powell, Odion Smith, plenty of young guys.
I think Nicholas Pooran might be
Nicholas
the next
Pooran,
captain. Might be the next captain.
Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, they have a lot of players coming in.
Wow, man, that idea is now still in my
It's still
head.
playing around,
I'm
isn't
like,
it?
I'm imagining it. I'm like, I'll pay to watch them, man.
Yeah.
That'd be
Okay, Manu
insane.
Dhiran says Punjab might be benefited if Mayank Agarwal steps down from captaincy and concentrate on his batting. It is not this year, then for the next season. Too early to say that captaincy pressure is on him. I'm not sure. He is not performing. Is it because of him being captain? I don't know. At least give him this season. Maybe you take a call next season.
I think more than that, I think that the pressure will be on Anil Kumble.
There have been a few questions on Anil Kumble saying about his coaching. See, I know this for a fact that Anil Kumble is the one who's come up with this idea of, Kings 11 going with an all-out approach, attacking from the word go. What happened last time? They didn't do well. What they did is fire the rest of the support staff, but Anil Kumble remained. So Wasim Jafar, who was there, is gone. Andy Flower, who was there, is gone. They went with other teams. So Anil Kumble stayed. But I'm guessing the pressure is there. You remember he had the pressure when he was with Mumbai Indians and RCB as well. Was he with RCB at one point, if I'm not mistaken?
I know Mumbai Indians for sure. I remember.
Yeah, Mumbai Indians for sure. And then he had to leave. And so there'll be pressure here as well, because at the end of the day, franchise cricket, much like corporate culture, performance is the key. And Punjab is one team that doesn't,
they're very trigger happy.
Very trigger happy. Absolutely, that's the word I was.
They're like the Cowboys of the IPL. Bang bang.
Yeah. So again, he would be feeling the pressure. We'll have to wait for this studio.
By the way,
this particular season to finish.
Check out Maru Maruthi's comment. It's very interesting.
Oh my God! Too many comments.
What has he written?
Make a video on best captain in IPL history. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
he was. That's what I'm saying. He was with RCB as well. They got sacked, all of them. That's how I remember. So again, as I said, it's not easy. Manu Maruti, just to let you know, that video is in the process of being made. So it will be out very soon. The same Shark Tank style that we had done. The next one is coming to your screen very, very soon. We got such positive feedback for that. So we're coming up with episode 2 as well. Saurabh Mukherjee says, never discount the legends, just get rid of them when you know it's time. At the end, it's about the team. Saurabh Mukherjee, completely agree with you. But when is the right time? That is also something you need to consider. And if you're referring to, again, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, I don't think that time has come.
Yeah.
That time hasn't come. See, again, I'm saying this, having covered cricket, even when there were questions raised about the big guys. I covered those two series, 4-0, 4-0 in England and Australia. There were big question marks over Rahul Dravid, VVS Lakshman, Sachin Tendulkar and the like. So there is a time, but they were really towards the end of the career, and sometimes those questions were valid. But not a bad phase or an extended period of dry run doesn't mean that we need to get rid of them.
True.
Oh my God, Utkarsh Mishra has an interesting take. He says he thinks that Kohli will win the IPL this season and then retire from the IPL and just play international.
I really hope that doesn't happen.
I don't think. If he wins the IPL, he surely ain't retiring.
Also, it's too early to say it, and I was looking at RCB, and even though I did not pick them as one of my top 4 playoff picks, that side can actually go all the way. They've got match winners in each department, good bowling, good batting, depth in every department.
Yeah.
They could do it this time.
So Naveen's that exciting comment that got us all excited. He said because he was missing Test cricket, so he came up with that idea.
Yeah.
Very good idea. Loved it. Okay, Super Giants wants to know, is this Pollard's last season for Mumbai Indians?
Seems unlikely. If he's retired internationally, he's going to be playing a lot more franchise.
Exactly.
Cricket. Plus, you have to remember, if you're looking at the 2 major franchises he represents, I know he represents a lot of them.
Yeah.
MI have been the most dominant in IPL, and in the CPL, he represents the Trinbago Knight Riders, who also are defending champions. Yeah. Previously he's won it with Barbados.
Barbados Tridents. Who are now Barbados Royals or something now.
Yeah. My God, the Tridents is such a nice name. Why Royals?
Yeah, I also really liked it, but yeah. They've got a lot of match
See,
winners now at TK.
what Austin is saying is exactly what we've been harping on here as well. He says, Sir, Nikhil sir, I'm a diehard VK fan. Someone like Warner, who was completely out of luck and formed 6 months ago, made a comeback and is in peak again. So that gives me hope that Virat too will come back stronger.
Yes,
Exactly
absolutely.
what we've been pointing out. That you can't discount legendary level players, okay? People who've attained the legend level, you
Yeah.
can't really discount them out. So I think they will come good sooner or later. Vaibhav wants me to share stories from the tours. We will do it, but not during the IPL. We're so caught up with a lot of work. It's when the IPL fever is over, then I'll do all these videos of all the cricket tours that I covered across the world and some very interesting stories that I'll
Your
share with you.
memory is my story.
Yeah, something like that. Supriya Sarkar says, Rohan Surbi, hi from the US. He says, DC and SRH are dark horses for top 4 now. I had picked SRH even before the tournament.
I don't
so
think
not
DC,
dark
yeah,
horse.
but SRH, yes.
Yeah, DC, I'm also not convinced, but never say never.
You
Supriya
never
Sarkar
know.
says, Kuldeep and DK are a must in the upcoming T20 series. If they perform, they will surely be in the T20 World Cup. If you remember, DK has done very well in Australia in 2018 and Kuldeep also has a good record. Agreed, Kuldeep definitely will be, because if you remember, Kuldeep was part of the squad even before the IPL started.
Yeah.
So one thing you knew is that Rohit Sharma is investing in Kuldeep Yadav, that's certain. So if the captain has that vision, he's going to include him after
Somewhat,
a good IPL anyway.
Yeah.
So then they will, go ahead going
Also,
forward.
a Chinaman bowler, you hardly see
Yeah.
them in international
They're
cricket.
very
That's a
big
very rare,
rarities,
a
yeah.
rare commodity. And if India has one and who's been doing well, yes, he had a couple of off years with his franchisee with the Indian side, was let go. But
Yeah.
I think now is the time again.
He's looking like he's back to his best.
Yeah.
Very, very good news for everyone.
Just want to take one final comment before we wrap up, which was pick one. Rajneesh Jha wants to know, who will you guys have in the limited over side? Stokes or Maxwell? Pick only one.
Ben Stokes.
Ben Stokes.
I'll go with Maxi.
Really?
If you have to pick
Maxwell.
one among Ben Stokes, come in.
Aajao.
Okay, why are you not sitting on these?
We're trying
you
some
want to
different
explore
look.
different parts
Different
of our
look.
studio. You can sit
Okay,
there.
so Rajneesh Jha has asked us
There,
if you
there,
had
that
to
is the
pick
place.
one among Ben Stokes or Glenn Maxwell in your limited over side, who would you pick?
Limited overs
Yeah.
would be
ODI and T20.
ODIs and
and
T20s.
or ODI or T20.
Both.
Both. Say both.
Limited over, white ball cricket.
I might just go for
Under
Glenn Maxwell.
Yeah, even I picked
Two for
Maxi.
Maxwell, two for Stokes. And sports today is divided.
Any comments? We are going to wrap up. Rahul, what did you make of the game? Quickly.
They never allowed me to, analyze.
We've analyzed a lot.
Oh, we've done a lot
run
of
out
analysis.
Nothing
Sure.
to analyze.
Yeah, actually, this game.
Punjab did a Punjab.
That's what somebody pointed out also.
Yeah, actually. because-
How-
Like they always start off well and then they just sort of
They've
drift
been
off.
playing with just one player.
Livingston.
Liam Livingston.
He's been getting them out of jail every time, every match. And today he failed. So Punjab also failed. They bundled out for 115. As simple as that.
On India record in T20 World Cup is not good. Why to focus from 6 months? Just think 2 months before and select form. Rohan Surbi
We've
says
done
just
that.
select 2. No, Rohan,
We've
we've
done
answered
that.
this many times. You have to look 6 months in advance. Yeah?
Yeah.
Last 2 months you take Varun Chakravarti and Rahul Chahar to the World Cup. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay, answer this.
Chahal has to
Ikpreet
be on
Singh.
that plane.
Ikpreet Singh says, do you think Virat can retire from T20 in order to take a break? This way 50 will be difficult.
After
100.
the T20 World Cup.
Interesting.
When you guys are starting video chat on Instagram, Ricky Patel wants to know. We'll do it soon, yeah. We have reached 1,000 followers on Instagram.
Thank you for that, love.
We've just started. We've reached 1,000.
We just started.
They love our reels, apparently.
And
So
yeah, reels.
our aim is to keep going forward. Subscribe to it if you haven't already. We'll do the video chats there as well. Anything else? तीन ही इंडियन प्लेयर
He's saying तीन ही Indian
तीन ही
players.
Indian player हैं.
जब Kuldeep Yadav was judged man of the match.
Yes, we discussed that.
We thought it would be
Akshar
Akshar.
Patel deserved it. Akshar Patel deserved it,
but good that a bowler got.
No, Akshar Patel.
Yeah, but
have
we
been a
discussed
bowler.
and Kuldeep had to go out and say it
That I want to
to
share it
Akshar,
with Akshar.
that I want to share it
Maybe
with
they've
Akshar.
seen the larger picture that Kuldeep is now number 2 in the race of the purple cap and all of that. Maybe because
Maybe just that.
sometimes the beauty of the delivery also maybe they've looked at.
Maybe.
Huh? Ball
Maybe.
turning in. Way
No,
he was
the 2
doing.
wickets that he got were really good balls. Like no clue. Both batsmen had no clue about the dismissal.
See, Rahul Rana is saying, hi Nikhil and Rahul sir, big fan. Being from Chandigarh, I have been following Punjab from 10 years. They show a lot of promise as the season starts, but then they become Mazrat as the season ends. Why is it so?
You know, I've covered the Punjab team for almost 5-6 years till the time, not 5-6 years, but yeah, close to 4-5 years at least. When I was in print, so I used to travel to Chandigarh to Mohali, cover their matches, all their matches there, and
Yeah.
in Delhi also. So I think this problem has been plaguing them for ages, and even I have not been able to figure out what exactly could be the reason. In fact, somebody earlier pointed out that could it be because they have multiple owners?
Yeah.
Because see, if you see the teams which have done traditionally well, Mumbai Indians, CSK, Delhi
KKR.
Capitals also, by the way, has two
Two
owners,
owners.
but those there is a clear demarcation that for the
No,
first
but 2 owners are now. When they had 1 owner, they were
horrible. Yeah.
Mazrat.
When only
They
they
were
were
the
one
master
final
team,
and
yeah.
did
but
not.
see,
whatever.
Mumbai Indians also to win their first title, it took them 5 years, and the champion team, the inaugural champions,
Rajasthan.
was the team that had multiple owners at that
Yeah.
time. So, and also, you know, I don't know. Obviously, questions will be
Yes.
raised as far as Anil Kumble's position is concerned now,
Yeah.
because they've been
Yeah,
because
we
this
discussed.
franchise, you know, they had earlier chucked out Virender Sehwag.
Yeah.
It's very franchisee. So obviously questions will be asked of Anil Kumble, and you know what exactly has been because the very same captain KL Rahul, who's now moved to Lucknow Super
Super
Giants.
Giants,
I was
yeah.
about to say Lucknow Super Kings. Anyways, so so he's doing.
It's been a long
that
day,
yeah. In fact, you know. It has been such a boring match. I'll be very honest.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
actually
we-
feeling sleepy, even though the match is getting over. In fact, match got
Got
over
over early.
an hour ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and questions will be asked of him also. So, maybe multiple.
Shehzad, who's joining us from Islamabad, he says, so Virat is a Punjabi, he's from Delhi and he plays from Bangalore. And
Lives
these are
in
the 3
Mumbai.
teams that have
And
never...
lives in Mumbai.
And lives in no, but he's not taking Mumbai for a reason. Listen to the comment. And these are the 3 teams that have never won an IPL trophy.
No, but he lives
Lives in Mumbai.
Yeah, but then he...
Shahzad, you have
just
to
took
point that out
What
also.
suited the narrative, na?
What suits this joke is
yeah,
only
exactly. He's
these
going to take that. Now Mumbai has won.
Yeah.
So,
5 titles.
yeah, and the other house that he has or had, if they're not vacated, that one is in
He's in
Gurgaon.
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 Gurgaon it is called.
Somebody pointed out that why do you
Gurugram.
always say Bombay, it's Mumbai. I said, we've been writing and still using Gurgaon, not Gurugram.
Ah.
No,
I mean, a lot of
I
people
also
don't
keep
use-
saying Bombay, by the way, on Sports Today.
A lot of people still don't use Bengaluru. So
No, I still say Bangalore.
exactly.
But for Chennai, we always say Chennai.
Because Madras.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I agree. Madras.
So,
I'll say Madras.
okay, tell me something. Calcutta, Kolkata also. Lot of people
No,
say
people-
Kolkata now. I still am used to Calcutta.
So I have family from there, and a lot
Same.
of them still refer to it as Cal.
So because
it's
of
very
the
common,
family
right?
there, I still call it Calcutta.
Yeah.
My answer was please change the name of Bombay Stock Exchange first.
Yeah, Raj Gupta is saying Benny Howell, when will he come?
I agree.
We wanted him in place of no neck.
If you are going to play Nathan
No neck.
Ellis,
Odin Smith.
if you are going to play Nathan Ellis,
I think
why not play Benny?
Punjab Kings, they were caught off guard today. Somebody must have told them that your match today has now been rescheduled, and
So they didn't turn up.
So they were not prepared, maybe.
They were hoping that the game gets rescheduled.
And Odin Smith must have overslept and he was not informed that we are actually playing. And
Okay, on that note, shall we wind up? Thank you.
Yes.
Don't forget to download the Gamezy app. You stand a chance to win up to 5 crore daily. We've been, talking for very long. It's an early night for us, so
For
we
a
look
change.
forward to going home. Couldn't answer all your questions, but next time, if you can join us early, then we'll answer all your questions. We'll be here at 6:45 tomorrow, like we are here every
PM.
day. Thank you.
PM.
PM, no chance.
We are very close to 80k.
Very close to 80k. So please subscribe if you haven't already, as Shivam.
80k, not 80k.
Yeah, that makes you think of the ISL team.
Mohan Bagan.